Each year, the League has the honor of presenting the President's Cup. This is the 50th year that the President's Cup will be given. The silver trophy, known as the President's Cup, was presented to the Commercial Law League of America in 1964 by the American Lawyers Quarterly in celebration of its 65th anniversary. And they have continued to support the trophy ever since, so that it can be awarded annually by the League's officers and Board of Governors. The standards for selection of the President's Cup recipient include a League member who has rendered outstanding service for the benefit of the League by his or her example of excellence and professional and personal conduct, elevated the image and stature of the League among his or her professional colleagues and the public, and made a substantial contribution to the improvement of the standards and practice of commercial law, encouraged an honorable course of dealing among his or her professional colleagues. In doing so, materially furthered the objectives of the Commercial Law League of America. It is intended that the award will serve continuously to emphasize the values inherent in devotion to the aims and ideals of the Commercial Law League of America, and that all members, as well as those who are most active in its behalf, will be encouraged to expand and intensify their efforts. So it is with great pleasure that I announce that this year's recipient of the President's Cup is, just like American Idol, you gotta wait, James W. Adelman of Morris and Adelman.
Mr. President, Mr. President-elect, immediate past presidents, members of the Board of Governors, fellow recipients of the President's Cup, Mr. and Mrs. Hamilton, attendees, I thank you for this honor. There are some of us who live from day to day giving little thought or care for the future. The more introspective attempt to meet the forces and events which will be impressed upon them in the days and years ahead. For among us are possessed of the ability to look upon the future and perceive it with clarity. All we can do is project that which might be, ask why not, prepare for it, and hope for the best. The Board of Governors is charged with the responsibility of setting policy for the League, which must be more than an annual house cleaning. In every resolution, it fabricates some part of the structure which will house the League, family of the near and distant future. Boldly and foresightedly, the Board of Governors endorsed the proposal that we look at the problems engaging the vitality of the League members, to avail ourselves of the resources which exist both within and without our ranks, and in a fashion, look upon our potentiality. If we could do nothing more than express and define the areas to which our talents should be directed, the resulting structure of necessity would be sounder in all its parts. The 1980 Future Planning Conference chairman, Philip Hendel, a past recipient of this award, stated, "Fundamentally, the methods for settling disputes remain essentially what they were 150 years ago. In fact, the most profound changes in the legal profession have evolved as the result of judicial precedent established by the Supreme Court and legislative edict in response to public criticism and outcry for reformation of deeply entrenched practices of the organized bar relative to fair competition, advertising, and solicitation. Reflective of the conservative posture of the legal profession, organizations such as CLLA have struggled from year to year attempting to react to various legislative mandates and judicial decisions while attempting to fulfill specific short-range goals without fully examining the broader perspective and ultimate future impact upon the organization as a whole. In fact, organizations such as CLLA have been miraculously able to achieve particular short-range goals, usually because an individual or committee has provided the impetus to get it done. The CLLA and virtually all bar organizations are growing in size and in sensitivity to the issues. The growing is a keen awareness of the changes that will have a profound effect upon the legal profession and our public. Fundamentally and fortunately, legal organizations are responding positively in creating new and imaginative ways to assist their members. Within this context, long-range planning is essential to the continued growth and vitality and viability of the Commercial Law League of America. To avoid stagnation, we must carry out our own planning and continuously redefine the goals and objectives of our members rather than accept change mandated by legislation or the beneficence of our members. We must plan for the long term if we are to establish appropriate priorities and utilize our resources effectively in the coming years. The problem of the Commercial Law League of America don't begin and end with each individual year. Instead, they tend to accumulate over a long time. The commitment to our long-range planning seminar recognizes this attempt to anticipate the questions and the answers of the future. Since that 1980 Future Planning Conference, there have been some who have expressed the opinion that there should be no action taken which would permit any erosion of the historic relation among the League's constituencies. With respect to good public perception, it was clear that those felt the keystones were superior service, based upon high standards of practice, certification, and quality education, and that the League should lead the way only in these endeavors. There is also a feeling there ought to be changes in the form and functions of the League and its relationships between attorneys, law lists, and agencies. It is now clear many feel it is necessary to change the philosophy and direction of the League in order to take a more active role in implementing League policy as formulated by the Board of Governors. It's interesting to note that the conferees of 1980 were contending with the same problems as their forerunners of more than 150 years ago. At that time, it was felt necessary to express by resolution, which many sense is still pertinent, that the relationship of the lawyer and lay classes in the League is that of fellows bound by a common tie to bring about a common end, that of elevating the standard of the law in collection dealings, each class with the other, a more than common degree of courtesy and forbearance should prevail. From its roots to that 1980 conference, touching upon its future to even today, the consensus of those who have participated in and appreciate the worthiness of the League have supported this point of view, and it is still apparent and applicable to all classes within the League. In between, there is ample joy and sorrow, plenty of upswings and downswings. Charting our own course, we must travel all sorts of economic hazards along the way. Our ultimate outcome depends upon how well we manage these ups and downs. Despite our best intentions, it is impossible to envision where the inevitable bad bounces will occur. Nevertheless, the better we are at reading directions, the more successful we will be. Some of us will manage to stay the course and take advantage of the opportunities changes create. Do not fear change. There will be punches and knockdowns. It is the recovery that counts. We should plan for success and prepared to recover from failure. And as this journey nears its conclusions, the challenges almost always get tougher. However, in the final analysis, our value will be measured by the conduct of the affairs of the League during this decade and how well that conduct will serve the members. It is the profound hope of those who planned and participated in our current format that their dedication to the League will result in a closer harmony among the members, a greater respect between the constituencies, and a clearer and more sympathetic understanding of each other's problems and support for reasonable resolution of those problems. There is a new opportunity based upon new relationships. This is an economic opportunity for all of the members of the League. This is the only organization which combines the efforts of all professionals to advance the practice of commercial law. On behalf of my wife, Andy, who allowed me the time to experience the Commercial Law League of America, my family, my partner, and most of all, in dedication to Robert I. Morris, past recipient of the Cup and past president, I thank you for this honor.